In the basement, as Bob Marley calls it, of 70 James Street. We are at Goodtimes Studios. It is myself, Chris Goodtime, Goodney, hoping everybody's out there having a great time, and I have a fantastic guest. Was so excited when you said you would do it, Mr. Brian Glowacki. Thank you for joining.
Dude, I'm psyched to be here.
You are. You were so excited when I showed you the place. You're like, oh, you got neons.
Dude,
I'm like, yeah.
It feels like professional.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You walk into a place that got neon signs and it smells like incense or whatever. You're like,
I got the sage burning.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
to cover up the other clove cigarettes. I do a lot of.
When you show up to your cool friend's house and he has like the Grateful Dead posters on the wall. And
his parents let him have the downstairs as a bachelor pad.
Like Greg Brady, you got the beads hanging through the doorway.
Well, he was Johnny Bravo then. Though. He wasn't just Greg. But yeah, I don't know. Somebody said to me I might get in trouble and I might have to take down the Yoshi or the Fallout guy. And I said, if anybody sees me to that point where I've made it that big, fine, I'll take him down.
Dude, if you get a cease and desist for that, of all the shit that you say.
Right, that's what I would do. With what's out there, you guys can't even be paying attention to me.
Yeah.
I do like I don't speak deep shit. I can understand it, but I don't like to speak it.
Yeah, I'm pretty fluent.
Yeah, you see it a lot.
Multiple dialects of dipshit.
We're in Massachusetts. It flies.
Oh yeah,
it flies at times.
I'm probably guilty of delivering more than I've received, dude. I don't feel smart. I don't. That's why I don't ever like. I never drill down hard on an issue, because anytime I do, then somebody claps back at me, and I'm not so steadfast in my ideals that I go like, let me outline why you're wrong. I'm like, shit, I think I was wrong.
Right. As soon as somebody gets to a certain point, it's almost like the yelling match. Once somebody gets louder and says something that might sound factual, I'm like, well, it's true. I was kind of half stoned when I was researching it anyway.
Dude, I should tell you this, because we're in Worcester. I never planned on ever bringing this up, but for some reason I just feel like getting into it. This happened with the now world famous Turtle Boy to me. Dude,
Did you get?
I was like a skank of the month or
no,
whatever.
you were not.
I was a skank of the month. That's not what it's called. What is it?
It probably was Skank of the Month. No. I think my sister might have been, dude.
Really?
So, go ahead. You can tell me your story.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine.
The TV story. Oof.
Yeah. So it was coming out of COVID, right? And whatever my algorithm was telling me during COVID was definitely deprogramming my blue collar redneck upbringing. I have daughters, I have kids now, and it was softening me up pretty good. And I'll fully admit that I'm right down the middle anyways. Mm-hmm. I am 100% like wishy-washy. I can completely admit that. However, it was time for my wife and kids to go back to school. And I was like, whoa, let's not run the experiment on them.
Right. Of the people that we're going to put at risk.
But I did it in a very radicalized way where I was like, a school is just a building, and these kids need to stay. I was all about them staying home, because I was just like, dude, I never loved anything until I had a daughter, so I'm like, let's not conduct the experiment on my 3-year-old.
The thing I've decided to love most in life.
Conduct it on somebody else.
Right.
And I was like, we shouldn't be going back to school yet. So Turtle Boy sees it somehow on my personal social media and posts it and was like, this guy is doing sold out shows all over New England, but he doesn't think the kids need to be going back to school yet, and blah, blah, blah. And all of his people started just hammer timing me in the comments, dude. But which I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I am doing a show. Why am I concerned? Like, dude, I never even thought. I was just like, I got swept up in this movement where I was like, every piece of information I was getting was like sort of steering me in this direction, and I'm impressionable as shit. So I was getting, dude, I was like, had a Resist T-shirt on and shit. Dude, it sucked me in. Ask my buddies. Like, if I ever come here with my buddies I grew up with, they're like, oh, we almost lost them, dude.
So it happens. During that 2020-21 time frame, I think everybody bugged out a little bit. I had a Hank Hill moment. A Henry Hill moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude, I thought there was helicopters outside.
Oh.
I was freaking out because I just posted something about like the numbers didn't make sense as to why we closed down.
Right.
And I had just been introduced to another strain of weed that I wasn't familiar with.
I don't get you.
And next thing you know, like I'm looking for, I couldn't find them. Come to find out, it was the fucking spin cycle on the laundry downstairs. I could hear.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
And I'm like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, that's enough.
This was just me, like, you know, putting my idea out there. But then his people can get pretty rowdy.
Yes, they can.
So here's where it crossed into dangerous. He posted the thing and was like, you know, this dude, sort of like, he was like, this guy's an idiot about me.
About you, yeah.
Fair enough. Like, I'm fine with that. I get it. And it did immediately dawn on me, like, oh man, that was the moment for me where I realized, oh, I'm getting sucked into this other way of thinking. And even though I was pissed that it happened and he called me, I was skank of the millennium or whatever. I was so fucking angry. Oh, and then,
oh no, this is
okay,
you get
cool.
fuck. Oh yeah, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so then I was like, all right, I got sucked into that. So, but then I like studied how people come at him because I had nothing but time, and I'm like, I want to talk to him and like get this first of all taken down, or at least I just want to like plead my side of the story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
it was coming at me pretty hard. I had people printing online where my wife works and what my address was and what my kids' names are and shit. They doxed me. His people like doxed me. I was getting death threats on my Turtle Boy's right. You're a fucking idiot. I still have the message on. I play it all the time. Turtle Boy's right. You're a fucking idiot.
So what's interesting about that is I've seen, like, if you listen to people who do these things, and for whatever reason they go out on the fringe and they get in, like they want, what's the word that I'm looking for, where they want the enticement and they want the engagement and they want it to be spicy. They come after somebody, so they're salacious, so they can get the views and sort of stuff like that.
Click.
And but then they're like, listen, the best thing you can ever do is you can't read anything.
Yeah.
After you do it, you have to pretend you didn't do it. You just like walk away.
It made me so when they printed where my kids
That's
their names and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, you know the feeling like before you did sports where you're like just about to go out on the court or on the field and you're like, I'm gonna shit myself.
Oh, puke.
Like I felt like that for 4 days, and I just studied how people approach him because I don't know him at all.
Yeah.
I never knew him before that, and I saw that every single person who reached out to him was like, I'm gonna sue you if you don't take my name down, and I was like, whoa. I believe in the same freedom of speech, you know, like to my core. I believe in this dude's right to say this shit about me.
Say what you,
And let's be honest, he was right about what he said about me. But so I just reached out. I was like, dude, I'm not saying like I want you to take it down. I just messaged him on Facebook. And I'm not saying I want you to take this down. I'm not saying I believe in your free speech and everything.
I was blue-pilled at the time.
I go, I just think that you have a very, very narrow view of me because I'll piss the other side off tomorrow with some other thing. So I'm not some like far lefty like that, or whatever. I'm like, I believe this about my family and my kids, and I just said I wasn't running for office on this platform. I said it on my personal page about my kids.
Yeah.
And the dude like was like, actually a lot of people have messaged to say you're a good dude. I'm gonna take it down or whatever. And I was like, I think we should like get a beer. I think if we had beers together,
right? If
we probably.
I think on some of the things, because I do like what he does. He gets into shit that nobody else is doing right now.
I think
and that's journalism.
And I hated this dude with all my passion for 4 days.
Right.
But I can honestly say I think he deserves a Pulitzer Prize for the work that he's done on the
Karen Reed thing.
Yes,
You got put in jail for it,
dude.
You got put in jail.
That's not
get him out there and do it. So I will tell you. So this is how they.
This is not a commercial for Turtle Boy, by the way. I'm just
but
saying,
hey, if you don't,
the Worcester washed
good luck
over me.
and like,
yeah, dude.
Hey, no, but he can. He's had some. But I'll never forget. I called my mother one day, and I used to love. My mother answered the phone. You could always tell what kind of day it was because it would if she went secret.
Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ma, what's up? Hold on 1 second, honey. I'm like, Ma, what's going on? She goes, Christopher, your sister, she's in a fight with the turtle thing. And I'm like, what? She goes, the turtle guy, he's, I don't know. She came running in the house. She's crying. Oh, Jesus. She goes, oh, God, she comes. Yeah, hon. Okay. Yeah, Christopher, it's hell here. She's gone through some shit. And I'm like, who, are you talking about Turtle Boy? She goes, yeah. She goes, that's it. I go, oh, shit. I go, Mom, I got to let you go. She's like, why? I go, I don't want to be quoted in anything.
The turtle man is coming.
The turtle boy. She had it just.
Is the turtle in the house with us now?
Christopher, your sister's fighting with some turtle dude. Like,
Dude,
oh,
I don't
God.
want the smoke from that guy ever.
No, I've seen it happen to a lot of people.
But he also-
and it is funny. Some of the people he call it, yeah, you are. You're a stain.
Yeah, but he snapped me right out. I was like, where's my red hat?
Where's my MAGA hat? What happened?
I was like, whoa, I blacked out
Get
there.
these kids back in school. Immune systems are meant to be built.
Yeah, I was just going around sneezing on people after that. Like, this is from the turtle.
That was he helped me. Yeah. It was a wild time though, dude. It was a wild time. It still is, even still. I mean,
dude, I wanted to dig a moat. This is how like just pulled in two directions I was going, don't send my kids to school, and everyone do the right thing and get vaxxed, and you know, all this shit, because I'm like I have any business to talk about medical anything. Like, dude, I rub PVC pipe cleaner on poison ivy. I don't think that I deserve to be giving people medical advice on anything.
The purple stuff?
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
And you just scream like Marv from Home Alone.
You
with
just
the
know.
spider.
I watched that last night. I honest to God, with that part where the spider gets dropped on him, is
the best scream in all cinema.
that, you know what?
It really is.
That needs to be on the pad.
But dude, this is how far I was that guy, but I was also having my friend build me an AR with no numbers on it. And these words literally came out of my mouth. I told my wife, we need to rent an excavator. I think we should dig a moat. Dude, my property was 7,500 square feet, and I want to dig a moat around it and put like sticks, like sharpened, like Normandy.
Like Game of Thrones. Yeah. If they fall over the moat, they die there.
Yes.
Go try to swim in it.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I am so confused.
It was a very confusing time. I started buying stuff. You know, they had the survival kits, right?
Oh yeah.
You got this box full of shit. Here's the thing, and it says don't open in case of until emergency.
Right.
Imagine that's the scam now.
Right.
You open that shit, the emergencies now happen. You open it up, it's big old just sawdust.
Or it causes more of an emergency. It's just full of anthrax and COVID dust.
We decided if you've opened this, all hope is lost. There's some cyanide pills.
It blows
and
blue. Blows blue on you like if you rob a bank. It just goes.
It's a dye pack.
Yeah. And you have walking around with a scarlet letter. All your redneck friends are like, "Oh,
were we afraid we were dying on that one?" Yeah. Big prepper, huh?
Yeah.
Up there in Maine, big prepper.
Big prep, dude. I was prepping and door dashing. That's how I was like, do we have enough iodine? And then I'm like, dude, this is the low point of my life. I door dashed a fribble to my house. Do you know how to fat piece of shit you have to be to door dash a fribble? I'm fighting with Turtle Boy sucking down a fribble.
I've hit my peak.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy, feel my wrath.
Yeah.
When's that fribble getting here?
Yeah. Let me tell you about health. As I wait,
Kids should not be going back. Thank God for DoorDash and my coffee fribble.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Don't get the vaccine, man.
It's funny you said that. That was one of the first things we were going through when we were going in. You know, they do the lockdown, but the grocery stores are still open. You had to go one way. You can only go up one way, down the other. Heaven forbid. I didn't give a fuck, dude. From the very beginning, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I remember
I
watching
got
you.
people getting mad at me, and I'm just like, listen, one or two things is going to happen. Either I'm getting it, I'm dead. There you go. Call me an asshole. I'm dead. Don't care. Or I'm right, and later on I'm going to laugh at you and go, look, it told you, fuckface.
And look where we are.
Yeah, I mean, look where we are. You know what's funny is that there's a lot of conspiracy theory friends out there that probably have relationships where people should be like, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I know you're a conspiracy theorist, and now that pretty much everything you said is pretty true.
I think it goes both ways. I think we all owe each other a little bit.
There's a lot, yeah, because it's you're being right about a fight, and you're like, I know I'm right. I know.
Right.
And fuck you. How's that? I'm going to hold on to it.
I have some pretty, pretty left ideas, and I got some pretty, I got some Okeechobee, Florida in me also.
Lay on me your biggest lefty idea. What is your biggest lefty idea?
I don't know, fundamental human women's rights and shit like that. I kind of,
If it's not me, I think they should make the decisions. I agree.
I hate that it's even called a lefty idea. I don't even know why I'm getting political. I know nothing, but I'm just saying
There's nothing
the fact that that's considered
Get it out of the way early.
that's considered a lefty thing. Like, yeah, I want my kids and sister to be able to choose what they do with their own body. And they're like, you fucking pussy. You're like, what happened here?
I call it. I get into when I boil it down. I go the date rape baby. I don't want anyone to get the date rape baby. You know what I mean? Nobody needs to get a date rape baby.
Or the Hills Have Eyes uncle.
Yeah, the uncle baby.
Uncle incest baby, dude.
Yeah, the tree that doesn't branch.
And also,
we can't have that.
We need to tell our real deep redneck friends, like, nobody's making abortion mandatory either.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not like, you got it, what you got in that stomach, lady.
And I'm probably going to take some shit for this.
You better not take it either.
But like, I think that like being against women's rights and abortion's rights is the people that are against that are the same people who call the cops on a drunk driver who's in front of you. You know, people like that they go like, they call the police. They don't call 911. They call the local number and they go, hey, there's a guy friggin' swerving up here. Can you send a unit or whatever? And it's like, dude, this doesn't concern you.
Right.
You're not in any danger. It's the
All
same
you gotta
asshole.
do is put on the brake. Go ahead, let him get ahead of you.
Yeah.
Let him go. It has nothing to do with you.
They could hurt an innocent person. It's like, you don't know that person yet.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
It's like,
I would do the pit maneuver.
oh yeah, dude. That's
Roll
my
'em.
goal in life, to just get somebody with the pit.
Just once. Just once. It's usually the guy in the left lane that's decided to be the pace car.
Yeah.
Doing just 70. He's like, hey, it's 65 here. I'm doing 70. Fuck you.
His car might as well be going like this.
Right. He should just put out arms and just go, sorry, this is as fast as I think this lane should go.
I'm setting the tone here. I'm setting the pace.
It's my agenda. Yeah. I waited all day to be the first in line.
I'll zip right down the slow lane. I'm that guy.
I don't want to tell everybody the secrets, but if you get in traffic, get over to the right.
Yeah?
Get over to the right. Everybody's getting either off because they're smart enough to get off, or everybody in the other two, they're playing fucking dicky tag. They're going. Right. They're just doing this. Everybody. Yeah, dicky tag. That's all it is. This guy. Dicky tag.
Yep.
I laugh all the time, and you got these guys freaking out. You watch people freak out, but I will say, there are a lot of fucking people on the road now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of traffic.
Just getting here, and dude,
and it's raining.
Dude, I couldn't see. I couldn't tell you if I was on someone's front yard or the highway.
And what happened? I thought headlights got better. I thought lighting got better.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Is it just you? Is it me? Because I'm the same way.
Oh, I'm about to drop. You want me to drop some more knowledge on you? Shit,
there is a comment the size of. Go ahead.
I didn't realize I was coming here to drop knowledge. But
I love cracking eggs and knowledge.
You know what the problem is? The inside of the cars are too goddamn bright.
There you go.
There's a big ass screen over here. There's friggin' 12 other videos going on. The kids are playing DVDs in the back. Your passengers got their phone open. It's just
everything on the sides lit up.
Because when you look into the city and you try to see the stars and you can't see shit, it's because there's too much light around you. Same thing on the highway. You're just going, what the fuck?
I can't see shit. Yeah. Was that a doe? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, was that my exit, or did I just blast through somebody's nativity scene?
There goes baby Jesus up and over the hood.
Was that a real baby or a plastic
God, let's
one?
hope. Please be plastic.
Please be plastic this time.
Right. If I get another one of these, my sponsor's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't see anything on the way over here. Raining. I'm just going, I don't even know.
Right. A lot of times it's Jesus take the wheel, but you're right. There's a lot of light now in cars. Yeah, you're right.
I think that's what it is.
It could be. I can't imagine it's not. Even the dashboard itself.
Somebody could try to disprove me.
They could.
But they're not gonna.
Call into the show if you'd like.
555.
Oh, you 812.
I don't speak dipshit. We got 5 in a row coming up.
That's the other thing, too. Radio itself is completely it's almost abysmal. It's gone.
You think so?
So, yeah, a little bit.
I think.
And it's too bad because I think it needs to come back bigger and stronger than it did before, if it could.
Yeah, but here's the question. Why? Why did it die, and why does it, if it did die, why does it need to come back?
I think it died because streaming took it over. Being the on-demand generation took it over. That's it. I think it needs to come back, but the reason I think it needs to come back is I go way back to silly little analogy. I was playing with my son, very young. We were in a boat. we both had something that we would throw rocks out, and he threw a rock, and we both threw a rock at the same time. And I thought the name of the game was to throw the rock the furthest. That's who wins. And I don't care how old my son was. I still wanted to win. So he's a little kid. He throws a rock out. We both throw it at the same time. Mine goes further. And we're sitting there for a couple of seconds, and he's like waiting, and I'm like, the fuck is it? I'm like, oh, Christ. I knew you shouldn't have gotten that extra vax. He's gone. We lost this one.
Lost him.
Right? We lost him. But then he goes, I win. And I go, what do you mean you win? He goes, the wave got back to the boat faster, my rock. And I don't know how this ever came to be, but for that, the second he said it to me, that was how I saw the economy being better. And that is if we take our dollars and we spend them closer,
Yeah.
a long way to get there, but here we are.
Okay.
If we spent our dollars closer, they come back to us faster.
Okay.
They come back to us faster in the way of people being able to put money into schools or be able to help with parks, be able to help with donations, because we're not sending our money to Amazon or wherever and it's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So just always spend your dollars closer. So back to the point of, if I can get it again, which was, it's gone.
You threw your son overboard.
I threw him overboard, and I said that was a great idea. But
Shut up.
the radios, back to the radio, when it's local,
Yes.
they promote local businesses.
Right, but it didn't. It went to Clear Channel and
Well, we lost local
iHeart
radios.
and
Yeah,
all
we
that
lost
other-
the consolidation of everything. I mean, you think about everything we've had since we've been kids.
Yep.
Everything was almost independently owned for a while, and then now it's all bought up. I mean, your food. Your fast food, your radio stations, your media stations. There's no independent out there. There's no WSBK Boston when we were watching the the Bruins games back in the day. Only a place like that would hire a guy like Derek Sanderson to do the fucking the play-by-play. I love Derek, but remember he was a redemption call.
Oh, yeah.
After his
Yeah.
days of fucking drinking and banging around.
Oh yeah, I feel like we need to keep him on the rails there. Yep.
It's the only way we can keep him.
Yeah, dude. I think we're doomed as far as all that goes. I mean, the horse is out of the barn at this point.
It's scary
Because
out there.
I'm like, I can go sit in Black Friday traffic, or I can, while I'm taking a shit, order every single thing that I need for my entire family, and it'll come during the day, and I can hide it or whatever. And dude, like I always start Christmas shopping November 1st, and I leak it from then till Christmas because, like, who wants to spend? I mean, I got 3 kids and a wife who likes nice things, dude.
Right?
And I'm like, dude, if I try to do this in December, January mortgage payment
It's only 4 months. It's only 4 weeks. There's only so much money.
Not gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember financing Christmases up through March.
Really?
Oh yeah, we'd just
Throw it on the credit card.
And then be like,
then
okay, listen,
hope
we
to-
didn't need the lights anyway.
Yeah.
We need the lights. Let's get closer.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want this truck anymore. Let's go.
Let's consolidate to one car.
Yeah.
As
I
a
could
family
drive
of
a
5.
lawnmower. I could drive a lawnmower to school.
You know, I was always thinking about getting a bike.
Yeah.
That'd be great. No, raising kids, yeah. I mean, mine are all older now. My youngest is 25, just moved to Los Angeles.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, teach your kids. Teach them.
Teach them not to move to Los Angeles.
That too, but teach them sex ed. Not that you have to now.
Yeah.
I mean,
how old were you when you had
16.
Your? Yeah, I was gonna
16
say,
was the
you're
first. Yeah.
around my age.
Yeah, I
at
think it
least.
was one of the first bonus I got.
Yeah.
Around
I always
there.
ask
Yeah, it's
women
just-
like at a show, they'll be like, I have a 20-year-old kid. I'm like, was your first period late?
Right?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a period yet.
Yeah.
No, that's because you went straight to pregnancy.
Yeah, dude. That's insane. What are they doing in L.A.?
He always, when he was younger, he was like, I'm going to go move to L.A., him and his partner. And I'm like, go ahead. You think you're going to? And then he went out to Boston. He moved out that way. And now he works for Sephora. I don't know if I can tell anybody that. Well, I can't imagine anyone gives a shit about his dad's podcast. But now he's out there.
Podcast ruined my life.
I'm dead now, Dad.
Yeah, that's what
He was
ruined your
looking.
life?
He was looking to look to work for Tesla, which made me laugh because he was a big Harris supporter, and I said to him, I said, "So you're gonna go work for Tesla?" I go, "All right."
That's a conundrum right there. Talk about people being pulled in 2 different directions. How many people with a Harris bumper sticker just want to drive their Tesla into a telephone pole, but it won't let them.
It won't. It won't. He said, "You're staying around to see what we can do."
It'll steer away from the telephone pole.
Yeah.
Because it won't let you hit them. That's why I cut people off in Teslas all the time.
Because they're safe.
Yeah, they can't hit you.
You get right. That should be a game. That should be a game. See where you can push the Tesla.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's like that Mad Max shit. After the fall of the thing,
Yep.
You know, you've got a couple of Teslas still driving around. Guys with Dodge Chargers from the '80s
Yep.
come up and they're like, burn. They're just pushing them around.
The big Vin Diesel motor sticking out of the front.
What was it? Was it Judge Dredd where he goes and gets in the accident and the whole car just turns into foam?
Oh, yeah.
Saving him instantly.
Yep. Oh, not Judge Dredd.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
There it is. Yeah.
What are the 3 seashells for?
Woo.
That movie sucked a fart, dude.
It was so bad.
The
And I've
only
seen
reason
it
you
so many times.
The only reason you watched it is because of the cast.
Yeah.
But that cast could have done anything with their time. They could have all done. So it was Sly, Sandra Bullock,
Wesley Snipes.
Otho from Beetlejuice. What was he doing? He didn't have any other calls.
He was so weird. Yeah, he didn't
Everybody
have any
else
other calls.
in that movie had to move some shit around.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there with nothing.
Let me look
to
at my
do.
book. I'm free.
There's nothing. He doesn't even look. He goes, hold on, let me check my book.
I've been hearing rumors of Beetlejuice too.
Yeah.
He didn't
missed
even make it.
He didn't even make it.
too. Neither
Is he
did the
still
other
alive?
guy. Neither did Ed Rooney.
The principal from Ferris Bueller?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Ed
he's
Rooney.
a toucher.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, yeah. He's
big diddler?
convicted. He's in prison.
He's definitely not making it.
Yeah.
When's the shoot dates? Not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it. My bad.
And he's wearing the stripes
Oh,
like
we should have
Beetlejuice.
known. I mean, dude, he was the villain in Howard the Duck. Do you remember that? He was the-
9 times. Yes. Dude, when his tongue came out,
yeah.
he was probably doing that to look.
Howard the Duck, one of those movies that either you knew it or you didn't.
Isn't Howard the Duck a Marvel character?
I thought he was. Can you wait, listen? It's not Jamie. It's not Jamie, and not yet.
Pull that up.
Right?
We have a neon Howard the Duck. We can
I got a
throw
bunch of WPI kids. One of these days, I'm gonna have one of them come in and just be like, "Listen, I just
pull
need
it
you
up.
make sure I'm not fucking full of shit 90%, because I get myself in a lot of trouble."
I think that people who engage with podcasts and like them are like to yell at the they like to yell back like, it wasn't Howard the Duck, it was
Right?
whatever.
Fucking idiot.
I have buddies that are like, dude, I was listening to the podcast, like, because I used to do one with my buddy Danny, and they're like, dude, that's not the movie he was in. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, I got corrected on something.
you're listening.
My buddy Chuck and I said a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Well, a lot of times when I'm with Chuck, his stupidity spills over onto me.
It is contagious.
It is very
You're gonna have a little touch of it after I leave here. You're gonna be like,
I
damn.
tell people I have a Tissenberger syndrome. It's
Yeah.
just back up me.
I say to my wife all the time, like, I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right.
And there's either something in my food,
Yeah.
and my supplements,
Something
or
ain't right.
the air. I don't think like other people,
Oh, I don't either, but
and it's scary because do you remember the movie? What was it that Roddy Piper was in?
I came here to drink beer and kick ass,
Is that the one? That was,
and I'm all out of beer. That one?
Is it? I don't know. Is that the one where? What was the name of that movie? Was it? It wasn't V.
I don't know.
But he put on glasses. When he put on the glasses, you could see everything that they wanted you to see. Like you could see the real world. Like people weren't what they said they were. Blah blah blah. But anyway, that's what happened to me after like the beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
Like I had already had a touch of it over the years.
Yeah.
Where like shit just wasn't adding up, and I won't go back to the beginning because once you say it, like I
Yeah.
still don't understand how 2 buildings fell. Straight down. I won't get into it. And then a third one that had nothing to do with anything just goes,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, 4 filing cabinets caught on fire and it collapsed the building.
And not only that, but the whole thing is on fire, but yet all of the paper didn't burn. Now you watch more and more of it. I just can't. But anyway, that was when my first time I was like, maybe the Stars and Stripe aren't really always telling me the truth. Because of course you had, like I remember asking my father, like how can you guys not ask how the fuck Kennedy died?
Right.
Like you guys know that what you've been told isn't right, because by that time it had broken out. By the 80s and 90s, I thought most people were like, oh, something seems wrong with that Kennedy thing. And
Yeah,
then more
but
and more, but nothing.
That's why they had to do it in public like that. Because kill the shepherd, scatter the sheep. Dude, you want to go down this hole, dude?
No,
Clear
we won't do your
fucking
first one.
schedule.
Maybe,
Clear your fucking
dude, maybe
schedule.
we should. I literally think I've said this before, and James and I have talked about this too. I told you about James Dorsey and I. I think there's a way to come in comedically, and with the way our brains work,
Yeah.
to explain the shit that we know to be true that these guys don't fucking know, because
Don't
people
put me
don't.
in the same category as you and Dorsey.
No, God no. You are.
brain
You
does not
actually,
work like you and Dorsey.
I think you have one of the in the tribe. We don't even have. You've got medallions and stuff and a full hood.
I don't know.
You've got a robe.
I think
or something.
I'm too.
How deep do you go?
Well, see, I don't. I go so deep that I can't pick a side. I can't. I'm the world's only conspiracy theorist, people pleaser. So I'm like, dude, it could have happened, but if you don't think it happened, then it probably didn't
And
happen.
I just don't even want to talk about it anymore.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I think because it's
is
the
it okay?
pushback. Because people who are, when people's beliefs, when you fuck with them at all,
Yeah,
they get angry.
I think I'm open enough to realize that all the things can be true, or none of them can be true.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like some things do align where it's just so fucked up that there is no other explanation. But then you're like, well, if I smoked a half a joint and thought about that, would I think the same way? Probably not.
Right.
But I do think if we're talking about Kennedy things specifically, because I believe the Earth is round, so if that gets me disqualified from being here, I'm sorry.
Round or a sphere?
Sphere. Spherical, at least. I think it's a frisbee, actually, and I hope it's hurling directly up towards the sun.
Towards a dog that's in the space that's
I
going
hope
to
some
bite it.
shithead with flannel hucked it off of Mars directly at the sun. No, I think with the Kennedy thing, they had to shoot him in a. Why else would he be riding in an open air convertible, and then have it happen on national television, waving, smoke show of a wife next to you, boom? Even if you thought something for 20 years, are you going to say anything? Because the number one deterrent of speaking out against shit is picking somebody else's forehead off your lapel.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. They put her right in.
Yeah.
She was in the car.
Yeah. She ain't saying shit.
Within 2 hours, didn't they were putting the other guy in? Was it 4? 4 hours. She still had brain matter on her fucking body.
She was standing there next.
Yeah.
She was standing there next to him, and he looked over at his buddy who was like high up in the government also, and gave him like a sinister wink, like, we did it. Dude, I'll go down this rabbit hole with you anytime you want. But do you know that he was laying there completely dead on the gurney, and they called in a priest to do the last rites on him, and the priest came in and was like, "Oh, I did last rites, but in Catholic church you have to be alive to receive your last rites for it to work, for it to get beamed up, you know." And he came out, and Jackie was like, was he still alive when you did it? Like, it was so important to her. And he was like, yeah, definitely. He was definitely alive.
What do you think's all over the side of your face, Ken?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, the slow-mo of that.
Oh, my God.
You just know it's gone. Like,
dude, have you seen the one where it looks like the driver turned and went, pow? Come on. Dude.
The octopus, right? The Octopus Files. Have you seen that documentary?
I think that maybe that's where it came from.
That is where it is. The woman who says she went into a back room. It was the guy who started investigating something, and as he did, it became the octopus. And it basically is all of these different arms all come up to these certain things, and
yep,
it's fucking. He was a California reporter for God, what was the name of the company? I watched that one day, and I was like, oh my God. But yeah, then you just see. She's like, because she comes in, the guy says, have you ever seen the Zagruda film? Yeah. And she goes, yes, I've seen the Zagruda film. And he shows it to her, and he says, then why explain to me why the tree?
Yes, has no base. It's just
it's just a tree with no trunk.
It's looked like me when I photoshopped these posters. Where's his hand?
Come see the half, man. Yeah. But yeah, and then they go, and then clear as day, you see the driver turn around.
It looks like smoke. And it makes sense.
And it does, because if you watch, I said that from the first time you see it. You go, how does the head, if these shots are coming this way,
right?
How does the head jerk back?
Right. And it has to have that much because if it was from that far away, that thing is coming at full speed, it would just rip right through.
Just right through.
Yeah.
Right through, correct.
I think he got shot in the throat by one person. I think they just caught him in a crossfire.
They did. That's what they say they did. Because the other thing is, too, I think they show the guy with the umbrella. It's not raining, just opens it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, dude.
It's
I got to get down there. I got to check that out.
That's some fun shit.
Dude, freaking Turtle Boy's followers are going to be like,
Eddie thinks the world is not, he wouldn't commit to a sphere.
Jack Ruby was fucking Patsy. No, I don't know.
Well, that's what's crazy. Jack Ruby now comes in, kills him.
Yeah, well, Jack Ruby was getting experiments done on him.
Tie it all up to
not MS-13. That's a gang. What's it called? The
MK Ultra.
Yeah, he was getting all the same Charles Manson shit.
So go back to the movie with Mel Gibson, Conspiracy Theory. Do you remember that with him and oh God, what the fuck's her name? Pretty lady.
Pull that up.
Pretty lady. Pretty woman.
Oh,
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Mel Gibson Conspiracy Theory. Watch it.
All right.
Crazy. Like, it starts out, he goes into his house. His house is all fucking, it's all, and then he's got like all of his things have containers with locks on them, on locks. He's got locks on locks on locks, so he looks like a complete and utter fucking crazy guy. Watch it. Great friggin' flick, though.
I'll have to check that out.
Great flick. And he plays such a good crazy person.
I think that, I mean, some of these things, this is what I'm saying. I'm so middle of the road. I'm like, Kennedy thing, I could do that all day. And then other things I hear from people, and I'm like, come on, you don't believe that.
Which ones now?
Do you believe that the earth is a sphere? Let's lay it out here. Or do you think it's flat? You do believe it's flat.
You think it's flat? No, I don't think it's flat. I don't think it's flat. I think it's one of those things. Like you said, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Flat? Why would it be flat?
Well, listen, I reserve the right to just say, listen, I don't know enough about it at all, but sometimes some of the stuff that you hear and you see, because once again, you can make anything look like anything. And that's, I think, more or less the experiment to me, because to get me to sit there and go, wait now, is it like, what the fuck?
See, the same shit that was in my algorithm is the opposite side of that is in yours.
Right.
So you're getting fed this shit.
That's that.
And I'm getting fed the other shit. And the farther apart we are, the better it is. But I challenge anyone. I'm like, what reason would there be to say that it's a sphere? What reason would there be to lie about the shape of the earth?
The only reason that I've heard that makes any type of sense whatsoever is the abomination of Christianity and Catholicism. If you stop, because once again, the Bible says it's under a firmament. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what that says. So if you think about it, science itself was almost designed from Darwinism to everything else to basically counteract some of the points of the Bible. There's no way Moses parted the sea. It's physically impossible. There's no way that this could have existed. They systematically beat it up, and I think I don't know. Here's what I don't understand. Let me ask you this question: do you think the first Apollo space mission was real?
Like if we landed on the moon?
Yeah.
That one I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I do have, we covered a lot in the last 45 seconds.
We have gone all over the place.
I want to take a couple bites here.
Yes.
Number one, I don't believe that science was invented to debunk the Bible. I believe that the Bible needs to debunk science in order to stay relevant.
I don't. Yeah.
I think that all the answers to this shit are buried in the underneath the Vatican somewhere. And also, like, they burned Alexandria or whatever.
Oh, the Library of Alexandria? Yeah.
All the books and all this shit that's
history
in there.
in general. As soon as you win, erase.
Right. But like, for the pyramids and all that shit to exist doesn't mean that in order for that to make sense, it doesn't mean that the earth had to be flat and there had to be Anunnaki aliens and all this other shit. It could just be there was a civilization of some cataclysm happened and all the books and recorded information got wiped out, or they wiped it out on purpose because it didn't jive with actually what's in the Bible. So who owns most of the information? What do you think they were doing during the Crusades when they were going all over the world? They were going, give me your information, let me take your history and let me replace it with this white people history.
Well, I mean, think about it. Even just the United States, there was Indians and then there wasn't.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah, the revisionist, history belongs to the victors, right?
That's it.
So, but
and when you get stupid people that win,
but so we covered that. Where now, like, I think the church covers up more than touching little boys. I think
the church has a lot of answers.
That's where I'm at with that. However, the moon thing, the moon landing thing, I think it was very important to be the first people.
It was.
To not necessarily land on the moon, but master rockets during the Cold War. Like, we needed to show is dick measuring 101. I do believe that we need to be like, hey, we landed on the moon as a symbol by any means necessary. So I wouldn't, that one I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense because there's a reason to lie.
Okay.
Because we need to be like, hey, Russia, look at the size of our rocket. You want to fuck with us? Our flag is already on the moon.
There. We'll shoot you.
But here's why it doesn't make sense to me, and forgive me, physicists that are listening to this.
Huge market on my show. Huge market on this show.
Is you can go, okay, well, they can get off the Earth and get to the moon, right? But that's plausible that you could do that. However, you're looking at it as someone from the Earth, and that I have to get from here to there. But you have to zoom out. And the farther out you zoom from the Earth and moon, the less sense it makes, because you have to take into the fact that the Earth is flying through infinite space at a certain speed that we can't even fathom. So imagine I got to jump from my car to your car, right? That's fine in a parking lot where we're looking at it from.
Yeah.
But if you're doing 200 miles an hour and I'm doing 150 miles an hour and it looks like an easy jump, the farther out you zoom, you go, oh shit, all of those things
it's
are
very
moving
far away.
and
It's very
spinning
far away.
and flying through space.
It's very far away.
And you solve that math problem in a 9-to-5 job in the heat of Houston, Texas. Fuck off. It didn't happen. I don't believe that happened.
Correct.
I believe we maybe could now, but I don't think we could in 1968 or 9 or whenever it was.
Well, I think that brings up the next point. Is like, okay, why haven't we? If we haven't, why haven't we?
What's the reason? Why,
to go back?
Why go in the first place? Other than look how huge my rocket is.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you think that there's stuff out there to mine by now?
I don't know.
I mean, you got all those fucking big holes on it.
Yeah, it's from getting smoked by asteroids.
Right. So what do you think's in the asteroid?
I think it's a shield. I think it's a.
You think so? That could be bad.
I think it's just protected us from a bunch of meteors, and just leave it alone. It's just gray dirt. It's just a pile of dirt.
The moon owns. It looks like it's. I got to be honest with you too. Since I was a kid, I do believe its face has changed. I thought it was a much more smiley face back in the day. This one looks like it's got half of it, a little Bell's palsy.
I think it's reflecting back on you what you feel about yourself.
Every time I do sometimes feel a little Bell palsy-ish when I look up at the moon.
I was happier when I was younger.
Yeah, I was very happy when I was younger. We may be the generation that had the best life because we lived at the best time being kids, and then we came into the beginning of the what is now the technological revolution. Yeah.
What does your boy say? Well, your pal Elon, he says we're too young to, what is it? Too old to something, but too young to explore the universe.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's like some where it's like, no, I think we're at the worst time. I also think that we're all sitting. This is getting deep.
Do you need a light now? I don't know. Everybody who drinks Jack goes down to that. I drink wine. I stay happy as shit.
I'm about to fight somebody in the parking lot. I'm so angry about this shit now.
It does get to you.
Yeah, dude. I think that all that stuff is just to distract us from the fact that they take a third of our paycheck. I think all of this, if you're wearing a red hat and I'm wearing a blue one and we're fighting,
third of it gone.
Then we don't get together and go, hey, what the fuck happened to your paycheck?
What'd they take for you?
Yeah, did they take a third of yours?
They've been separated. Shit. Yeah, they don't want us talking to each other.
No, they don't.
And I mean, it's just, if you see it, go out. Like I do have you ever heard me do the explanation of time? If you took time and used time as a form of money. So for instance, to equate $1 million is 11 days. Okay.
Yeah.
$1 billion is 37 years.
Yep.
If a dollar was a second. $1 trillion.
Yep.
Is 37,000 years.
And what's our national debt?
It's like $100 trillion. And like when you put it like that, okay, so if every dollar was a second, $1 million is 11 days.
Right.
Then you go up to 37 years.
Right.
Then you go to 37,000 years, and they pass $1 trillion. Like that's just $1 trillion.
And all your friends are mad that someone gets an extra sack of M&Ms on their EBT card or whatever. These people are the fucking problem.
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. That's what they get them talking about.
And we get arguing about.
In the meantime, you're like, you're right. We need to get these people out of the country and this and that. Yeah. Like, listen, no, we need to stop fucking funding wars that we start.
Yeah.
How about we
funding both sides?
How about we? Right.
Yeah. You go.
Have you ever seen? You must have seen the meme. My money. My money, somehow none of my money.
Yep. It's so true. And it's like, oh, these people are the problem. All these poor people are the problem. It's like
they think Americans are the problem. No. If you listen to them, they think every person, no matter what you got going on, if you're in this system, they think you're the problem because they want to spend their money to fund their wars and do their fucking weird ass. Let's get everybody mad at each other shit. Because here's what's funny is. Everything that I see happening now is the stuff that we remember the Arab Spring.
No, what's that?
Remember, I think it was like 20. What was it 20? 2014, 20, somewhere around there. That's when all of the Arab countries just kind of uprose. They came out of nowhere and we were dropping fucking phones and Wi-Fi in there.
Oh, really?
And we were controlling everything. There's a guy that was just on Joe Rogan the other day, talked about it. He went through the whole thing. And he's just like, this is what we've been training to do this in our own country for years around the globe.
Right.
And which is we bring in all this fucking misinformation. We keep hammering you with it. The question is if Elon Musk never buys X, do you ever find out about all of the stuff that they tried to hide during the COVID administration and shit like that?
Dude, I haven't logged into X since Grant took Richmond. I don't know anything about that shit.
Grant took Richmond.
I don't know shit about that.
I hated all that stuff because I didn't care. I just wanted to go on and see how my friends and family were doing and shit like that.
Sure. I go on the internet to see what my high school friends are doing and see somebody naked, and that's it.
Well, I'm into bushcrafting now.
What's that?
I know it sounds
Where
good.
you shave it into like a lightning bolt or something? What is
I was waiting to see if you could pull it into that joke. Yes. Little bush. You can't say it, but they don't grow it anymore.
Yeah.
Pubic hair's gone.
Bush, yeah.
Pubic hair's only got about, I think, 2 more generations before it's gone.
I don't think
on women.
I don't think so. I think
guys can't do it. We look like rubber chickens.
I don't think shit. I don't think you could. I don't think we'll ever evolve it out.
No, you don't think so?
What do you think it was for in the first place?
The hair?
Yeah, we're covering a lot of ground here, dude.
We call it the ADD day.
Yeah, this is
great.
This
is a train wreck. It's a good question. What was the hair on? I mean, if we're born naked,
yeah,
and we got fig leaves and shit like that.
Yeah.
What was it for before that? Is it just to keep it warm?
No, I think it's for friction. Because you got to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have skin on skin, you're gonna imagine trying to chase a fucking lion. You ever caddied? Have you ever caddied in your life?
I mean, golf caddy, yes.
And you ever wore those suits and you're making your own gravy and chafing your own legs together the whole time? Imagine having to chase a lion across a field with caddy ass.
I got
If there's hair,
the friction. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
you're not.
Friction. I got you. It might be warmer, but it's easier to move by. Yeah,
I think that's what it's for. I don't know why it's on our face though. I don't know.
Probably the same reason because they're just rubbing it in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just
interesting
from your legs rubbing together or something.
Got some very interesting takes on some things, but I like that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
You sent me alone for 18 straight months with nothing to do with
that was the craziest thing.
Family.
Yeah.
I'll come up with some shit. Have me in exile from the turtle, for the turtle boy. I'll think of some shit.
The turtle boy, the turtle guy, Christopher.
Is the turtle man here with you now?
The turtle man is upset with your sister. I don't know what happened.
Do you know him?
I met him twice. I don't think he knows who I am.
He's never come in line dance or anything?
No, I don't think so.
I wonder what he does for fun. I really want to sit across the table from that guy and just chop it up like this.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot of fun.
I think he's got some shit to tell you. I think he's seen some shit and talked to some people. I can imagine the death threats.
I can't imagine that dude. I don't know why I keep talking about him.
I know you like him.
I'm obsessed with him now.
He hurt you for 4 days.
He did.
He hurt you deeply.
His arrow got like through the armor.
He's like that ex that you just will never admit to anymore.
It's calcified now.
It's gotten into you.
You know how you guys talk about flat Earth and friggin' immigrants and shit like that. Every time I'm like, what kind of fucking turtle is that? You know, anywhere I go, I see a turtle. I just.
Is that a snapper? Is that the kind that's gonna hurt me again?
Is that a painted turtle? Is that a box turtle?
Is that a box one? I love the sun turtles, but look at how many are on that log.
Yeah, dude, Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Fuck.
Turn it off.
He did. He scarred you.
He got me.
He scarred you bad. Huh?
He got me good.
He did.
But I bet he's. I bet he was probably fun at one point, but now he's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So he's just like stuck in that world.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what makes him. You know what. Hopefully someday he'll reach out and say, "Hey, Chris, I'd love to be on the podcast."
Dude,
I'd love that.
Call him right now.
I don't want you to call him. As long as I can stay without him.
A little more Jack Daniels, and then we'll give him a
It's
shout.
like ex calling.
Yeah.
Hold on. Shh.
Me and the turtle know each other. We're on good terms.
Why won't you do Dwight? You should so do Dwight.
But I think that like now he's just in that world with the Karen Reed and all that stuff, and somebody had to do it. Somebody had to crack that shit open.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's very. I can hear the Office fans in my head going crazy. It was Andy. It's not Dwight. She was actually banging She was banging Dwight, and it was Oscar saying. I have some Office friends that'll give me shit for that one. Right there.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me kicked off the air.
No, it's not.
I've never seen 1 second of The Office.
No, it's too bad. It's
Not
a very
one
funny fucking show.
Are you a big Office guy?
No, I am. I love The Office. I thought it was well written. Just fucking funny
Really?
shit. Yeah, every one of the
Should I check it
characters.
out?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, I think you'd like it. I
It's
did.
just like Game of Thrones, where it's like takes 19 episodes before it's enjoyable.
Funny story about Game of Thrones. I don't know what happened, but I was probably stoned. I went to watch it the first time I went to watch it, and for some reason I watched the season 1 finale first. So I'm blown away. I have no idea what's going on. Why is this guy dead? Who's this little girl? What is happening?
Right.
Put it away for 2 more years.
Why is this guy banging his aunt?
Yeah, like there's just so much going on, and I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah.
HBO, you've gone too far.
Yeah, episode 1?
Episode 1 out of the gate.
Who wrote this
I don't
pilot?
even know who this guy's name is.
Right.
But everybody seems upset that this guy's head's on a pike.
Yeah.
I feel like there should have been some more backstory. So then I'm thinking I should have read the books. I thought like you had to have known the books before you came in.
They made a book out of that already?
No, it's not. I think
I'm just kidding.
there's like tomes. I don't even think they're books anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're like tomes. They're
Yeah.
huge. But so I had to go back one time. So I can't believe you didn't like it. It's so good. It's such a good show. I'm like, all right, let me take a look again. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
My buddy said, you got to watch the show Game of Thrones, but you got to give it 3 episodes before you judge it. And I was like, it should hook
That's 3
me.
hours. That's 3 hours of your life right there.
It should hook me minute 1, like Yellowstone.
Yeah. How about Schitt's Creek? Have
I'm
you
not a
ever seen?
Schitt's Creek guy either. My
Have
wife
you ever
loves
watched it?
I have. I just can't. I
You have
can't
to get through
into it.
the first. It's one of those first 3s.
Really?
First episode, I had to watch 3 times because everybody's like, "It's so good, it's so good." I'm like, "How could you all be that wrong?" And it's cringy,
Yeah.
but it stays cringy. But fuck, is it funny?
I'll be in the room, like my wife will be knitting or whatever, and she'll be watching it.
Does your wife really knit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, she rocks. Her stuff is awesome. She does the little craft fairs and shit. She'll
Yeah?
come home with like a grip of money that I'm not allowed to touch.
This is for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
This is mommy's
mine.
sock money.
I go, well, I saw some yarn barn on my credit card, so where's my cut?
That's my cut. Listen, all I want to talk is profit and loss here.
This business is operating in the black because it's at 140% profit. No, my wife makes amazing. She knits amazing, like the winter hats and stuff.
Does she?
She's like, dude, 6 different styles of hats. I would give her a plug, but I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want the same people who are going to fact check me to be trying to buy my wife's hats.
By the way, you flat earthers, hats on sale.
Yeah. Go on. These hats aren't for dumb people. .com.
FlatEarthHats.com.
Yeah, our Earth is flat, but our hats are round.
Right, there you go. In a flat Earth world, your head should be warm.
Works great on top of tinfoil.
There you go. With our new tinfoil lining.
Yeah.
Do the tinfoil yourself. There you
Yeah,
go. Now you
dude.
can upgrade it. You
I'm
can
not
spend
paying extra for fucking tinfoil. I got my own at home.
That's exactly you'll have people. 4 star. It's a 1 star. Had I known they were going to use
Stop and Shop.
inferior aluminum foil.
Yeah, my foil is actually aluminum.
I don't know what gauge you people are using.
This shit doesn't protect from gamma rays for shit.
Good luck with 6G.
Yeah. It's the cell phone towers. I mean, they make the frogs gay.
Frogs are gay. That's what made frogs gay. That's a good one. I like that. Frogs are gay now because of the cell towers. You could probably get away with that in like 2-3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Did you hear what cell towers did? Now frogs, there's no more male or female frogs. Mm-hmm. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what happens when there's no
Asexual. That's what they're going to do to humans.
Yeah, there's no sexy frogs.
One of these days, you're just going to have like an itch in your pants and boom, you're pregnant.
Yeah. God forbid.
6G,
Yeah. Where do babies come from?
wherever.
See that tower over there? When 2 towers triangulate,
When you stand in the middle of 2 triangles.
when
and you're-
towers triangulate,
and
they
you've
love
had
each other
all of your
very
vaccines.
much. Yeah. Then the stork will come and
The
deliver
stork
you
will
a
come
liberal
and
baby.
put a baby right out of that 3rd hole now that you have underneath.
Yeah. Your front hole.
Your front hole.
Be sensitive.
Your front hole. I'm a front hole. What do they go? Oh, God, we're going down a wrong hole here.
Giggity.
Giggity.
This it's funny, like, 'cause when you ask somebody, you're like, oh, what's your podcast about? We're like, what isn't it about? We've covered every topic you can possibly cover.
Well, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, and if you ever watched just like how he did everything, it, like that show it didn't really do anything. It never had any real anything to it. Like it was really
Right.
a show about nothing. And people like, I sweated for a long time. Like, what do I want to talk about? I'm like, I don't know enough about anything enough.
Yeah.
So why don't I just sprinkle it all of fucking nonsense I think I know?
Let me turn into the interviewer instead of the interviewee here for a second. What would you consider yourself an expert in?
Happiness.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know how to be kind of happy. I know how to, like, for the most part. I don't know if I could say that because I don't think life has really been that bad to me. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I really haven't suffered too many heart. I mean, I've had my heart broken, but like, biggest losses I had with my parents, but they lived good lives. My mother died amazingly, as well as somebody could, dignity wise. My boys are all healthy, and well, I think they're smart. They seem it. You know what I mean? Nobody's come back with a test or a check from the government.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's good. And I mean, the people that I know and hang around with, they're all happy and healthy. And I guess, not having, I think happiness comes from just not having like devastation around you. And I don't know how people do that, but I've been blessed enough to not have that happen. So I guess for me, I guess I have a way of just looking at things and saying, it could always be worse.
Right.
Because that's the thing. If you get into a mindset where you're just fucking down, I see way too many people that their lives suck simply because their minds suck. Do
you think that I have this theory, but you might be breaking it, is like I feel like people who get sucked into I'm not saying that you get sucked into it, but you have your views and you're pretty vocal about them. Do you think that comes from a place of optimism, like what you want better for this?
Yes.
Place?
I would like the world.
Pessimism, like this place sucks and it's broken.
I think this is all we got.
Right.
So it's almost like, I grew up, I'm sure you got probably the same way, where it didn't matter what we had. What we had was great.
Right.
Like I didn't sit there and go, I wish I had Jimmy's parents' car.
Right.
We were just happy we had a car.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. I got my own life, and I don't ever want to look at somebody else's life and be like, oh man, I wish that was better. I wish mine was like that. So from that standpoint of just saying, you know what, I think from that point, you always make your life better.
Right.
Because it is. It's that whole, I'm very big into the law of attraction. I do believe what you think is what is real. And I remember very early on in life, one of the guys that I considered to be a mentor that tried to, steer me in the right path in the corporate world, he said to me, he says, you have to realize something. He says, perception is reality.
Yep.
He says, you'll never fuck with anybody's reality, but God, you can manipulate their perception.
Mm-hmm. As we think, so we create.
Correct.
Is a therapy thing that I learned. But I saw a thing today, dude, that blew my mind. So, dude, I feel like I work my ass off, but I work my ass off in a field that looks like fun, so it doesn't look like work. So it's easy to, we're here chopping it up, but, so it looks like a blast. We're sitting here drinking and shooting the shit. However, I saw this thing, and it said, if you believe that everything you have, you worked for, which is what, as blue collar men or whatever we believe, I work for everything I got. I fucking work my ass off for this. Then the other side of that is, then everything you don't have is because you didn't work for it. And then you go, fuck. I got nowhere to hide. I got nowhere to hide from that because all the things I want in my career and family and relationships, I'm like, oh shit, it's an inside job. It's happiness,
a mental,
all those things.
Everything is a mental. So have you ever seen or heard the book The Secret?
Of course.
Okay, so the first few times I got it, I'm like, this is such horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is just horse shit. And then I thought about it more and more, and I said to myself, all right, listen, if I genuinely think things are better, then how could they not be?
Right.
Because by saying I think they're better, I just told myself I think they're better. And over time, I've watched a lot of people who become victims of their own life.
Yeah.
And they hate their own life. And then after that, they lash out at everybody else because the only person they really hate is themselves for not taking chances or even believing in themselves enough. And that, I think, when you start seeing people who are deteriorating simply because they can't get their brain to say, no, I deserve it.
Right.
I am working hard. I am doing things. Another thing that I say, and my business partner and I go back and forth quite a bit on it, is money.
Yeah.
He's very tight, and he keeps me from being stupid. But I overtip.
Yeah.
I always, and I will say, in this cycle that I'm currently in, the more money I give out, the more money I get back in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything is frequency. I think everything is timing. I think you can do whatever you want in life, but you really just have to start doing it.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
And I look at the shit that I've done in my career. And I like, at the time when I was doing it, I'm like, this is insurmountable. And now I look back, I'm like, that shit was easy. You know, like, just, you know, like I always had the dream of doing the Wilbur Theater in Boston.
Right.
And I was like, because that was Mecca to me as far as comedy goes, because I'm from a small little island out in the middle of the ocean. So if I ever saw anything in advertisements of comedy, the bigger names or whatever, they were playing at the Wilbur. So I was like, and I just put that on my bucket list. And then all the decisions I made subconsciously leading up to that, like aligned with that. And then it just happened. And now I look back, I'm like, well, it was like challenging, but I didn't have to like pour concrete. I didn't have to stand up any walls. Like it was already there. And it just it like came together because I thought about it every single fucking day for a decade.
And it can't not come to be. The rules of what they say is the frequency and how you bring things into your life and how people come and people go. Like you always wonder how there's these friends that you had your entire life and then all of a sudden you never see them again. Like never see them again, even though they live like right down the street. And that's because you've raised yourself to a place. They say that you're in a different, because the dimension thing, that gets a little crazy too. You start seeing these things where it comes to dimensions and why people, I saw one thing where they're like, hey, you ever leave your car keys on the corner of the table? And then go back and you can't find them there. And then hours later, you know you look there, but they're there again. That's because you weren't in the same dimension for 2. And I'm like, ooh, that's
mushroom talk right there.
Mushroom talk.
That is mushroom
I'm surprised
talk.
that didn't get through, actually. I thought for sure we were headed for the mushrooms this year.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it either. I really couldn't. I haven't done any yet.
You haven't?
No, I have said yet because I've heard they are an experience that needs to be done and done well.
I can credit mushrooms with changing the entire course of my existence.
Shut up. You mean that?
I swear to God.
Okay.
I swear to God. And I never pursued it on purpose, recreationally. So I have these things called cluster headaches.
Okay.
And
yes.
It's known to the medical world as the most painful condition a human can endure. And women who have given birth without drugs say and have cluster headaches say that it's 10 times worse. And I was cursed with this fucking thing. So I was desperate, and like painkillers don't help, like Percocet, Oxy, none of that stuff will even touch it. So I was online and I was desperate, and I was looking like how people handle this thing. And people were talking about cluster busting, which is you take a certain dosage of psilocybin over a course of a week, and it just interrupts the cycle of these headaches. And it is, I'm telling you, I can't even put into words how god awful it is. So I was like looking it up, and I was talking about it at a comedy class that somebody else was taking, and I was just sitting in on it. I was talking about it, and this dude emails or messaged me. And he goes, dude, my dad had cluster headaches, old school army, redneck, far right upbringing, was anti-drugs, and drugs were for hippies and all this other shit. And he had cluster headaches, and he goes, I told my dad about psilocybin, and he goes, fuck that. What am I going to go to a Grateful Dead concert afterwards? Fuck off. And then he got into a cycle, and he told his son, get me the fucking mushrooms. And his dad suffered through this, through Vietnam, through all this shit, took the mushrooms, and it stopped this condition dead in its tracks.
Just dead like that.
This old school fucking army dude who wasn't, he wasn't trying to get enlightened.
Shut up,
dude.
hippie.
Yeah,
what am I, in California?
It was either this or kill himself because it was so bad. So this dude goes, I grow them. I go, fucking send them to me. He sent me in the mail a mason jar full of mushrooms. And I thought I read the directions properly on how to participate in this thing. And I was just hurt. I was in pain. I was hurting so much. So you're supposed to trip every day, every night for 5 nights. Somewhere along this line, I got this mixed up. So I had enough to do it. So I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And I literally tripped for 5 days straight on mushrooms. Not like, dude, the walls weren't melting.
Right, they weren't melting. You weren't freaking out.
But if you saw some, like, you remember that game Trivia Crack with those colors spinning, dude?
Oh,
God. That was Valhalla, dude. It was the nicest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was just amazing. And then every day I was like, well, I didn't get fucked up, so the partier in me was starting to be like, well, if we're gonna do it, we might as well fucking
Keep
get
going.
after it, you know.
Game on.
So day 1, 2, and 3, it was not even enough to maybe just feel a little relaxed, but that was it. That was the dose. And then the last 2 days, I let it rip and welded something back together in my brain and in who I am as a person. I was going through a divorce at the time too. Healed all the. I completely forgave this person from the. And before that, you know, like Monday, I was broken. I was heartbroken and blaming and full of resentments. And Thursday night, I was like, I wish them well, and I believe it to be true that this wasn't the right time for us, and she was just a wrong person, you know, the right person for the wrong job and all this other shit. Never, knock on wood, because I'll cry if I get one tonight, but haven't had one of those headaches since, and it completely changed my entire outlook on how I see things in the world. It's
kind of crazy, isn't it? It's something that can change us that much.
And the reason why it's not readily available, a couple reasons. One is you can take that recreationally and fuck your wiring up.
Oh yeah.
And never get back to
come
baseline.
Back there,
And
you're out there looking at plants thinking that they're talking to you.
It's July 17th and you got a winter coat on walking up and down your high school, you know, your hometown Main Street, fucked up, you know. So we don't have, and if it goes well once, then you'll chase the rest of your life trying to find that again.
Yeah.
You have to hit it right in stride, or it can fuck you up. And B, all the good it can do can't be regulated by Pfizer and Moderna and the
can't be
FDA.
privatized.
Yeah, and they'll figure out a way to make money on it, and then it'll become legal. Just what happened with weed.
I think they have the chemical compounds. They use them in other things.
Of course,
because they've already figured it out.
But this is, you know, you can't go to friggin' Uncle Ricky and get a bag of mushrooms and. Dude, Pfizer's not going to make any money on that. So until they catch,
that's like everything.
They just caught up with the weed thing, and they got their hands in that now.
Yeah, that scares me.
Well, give us a couple of years. We'll figure out how to make money.
You're gonna fuck up our weed.
Yeah,
don't fuck up my weed.
Yeah, I like to go street level, dude. I like to go on a gas station.
I like stems and sticks and seeds still in mine.
Yeah, I like to go get
to smoke a joint and have it still pop.
I say that I go. You guys got dispensaries where like you got to go to somebody with purple hair who is like a Hot Topic worker that aged out.
People don't understand.
We had to get it from a guy in a field. He was in a Trans Am with a mullet, and you had to fucking listen to his JV football stories and hope to not get molested.
God, yeah, no, honest to God, I think about it all the time. I like now to go pick up weed. I'm in and out of the store in like fucking 10, 15 minutes. It was 3-4 hours before.
Oh my God,
you'd go see your dude, and you listen to his stories. You'd be like, oh, dude, you know who I saw the other day? Like, oh God, fucking hand me my bag.
Yeah.
But then he'd always say, "Do you want to smoke this with me?" Well, yeah, I got a little time.
Let's listen to some records, man.
Records, man. Dude, I got this killer 8-track.
Yeah, have you heard Anagata Devita, man?
Dude, I just got the White Album. We're going to play it backwards. Fucking everybody going nuts.
Are we out of time already?
No, we can't be. We only 1 hour in. Oh, I thought you gave me a time slot. I thought you gave me a time check.
Light.
Oh, I thought you gave. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's not 2 hours.
He gave you the light.
He did. Oh, I've had to give the light before too.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than having to give the light.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing a comedy show up in Haverhill for the Pan Mass Challenge one time, and we got.
Just kidding.
I can't ride a bike either.
No.
So we got this woman, and she's first time unseen, never seen before, and I just say it like that woman because that's what she was. So she's up there, and she starts. She's the opener. She's the opener. So we don't have too many big things. 15 minutes. Yeah. That's all I need you to do. In and out of here. And it's just not going good. It's just not going good, and it's getting worse by the second. And I'm just like, fuck. What am I gonna do here? So I'm like, all right. So at about 6 minutes in, I'm surprised I even let it go 6. I kind of come over and like I got enough in me. I can kill time in between. So I start giving her the light, and she looks at the light, and she waves at me. And she goes back into stuff a little bit. Give her the light again. She kind of waves at me. She goes, okay.
She goes, what else do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. She then says, this is great. So she goes, all right, I've been being told that you guys aren't really that good of a crowd. You're not appreciating me. Cunt.
Oh.
She does that. She just looks around the room and just does that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. So now the heckles start coming.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I think she's got Tourette's because she just yelled out cunt 4 times.
Right.
And nothing comes back. And then she goes, all right, I'm going to do my final joke. And I'm like, oh, my God, thank God. She goes, my father is a lawyer. And I'm like, oh, my God, where is this going? But that's not the worst part. He also rapes me. Thank you, that's my time. And she ends.
Are you serious?
The set in the room is just quiet. It's just quiet.
Ooh.
It's just quiet.
Ouch.
So I go up and I grab the microphone and I just kind of give this look to everybody in the room, face to face, just eye to eye, and go, we're here now.
Yeah.
We can't forget anything that's happened. But we've gotten through it together. And so we start opening it back. Oh, my God.
I want you to write this person's name on a piece of paper and slide it across the new mafia style.
I still have the video somewhere.
Oh, my God.
Or I made one of my guys, I go, you got to video this because when I see my partner, I'm going to have to say something to him about this one.
Again, that's where you get pulled in 2 different directions. One, you're like, hey, thanks for fucking up the show. But then the human being in you is like, sorry about your dad.
Fucking dude, she wanted to ride home. She's like, so I didn't want to ask before the show started. She goes, is there anybody that can give me a ride home? And I go, well, where are you going on? She goes, Boston. Yeah. I go, no one's going to Boston. We're all back in Worcester.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it was bad. It was a bad one.
That's probably
it was ugly.
That's called a cry for help.
It was a wicked cry for help. It was a wicked cry for help. And then I will tell you the first show we ever did under the company. Because once again, that's kind of like we talked about this before when it comes to the manifesting things and that sort of stuff. I wanted to do comedy, started doing the little tours up and down the East Coast, doing the clubs and hoping to get 15 minutes, taking the 4-hour ride to go to New York to hopefully get the 5 minutes. And then they find out you're from Boston and they automatically fucking hate you and just everything. And I'm doing this and I'm going, why am I doing this? And I had 3 kids at the time. I'm not making any fucking money. So I decided with a local buddy of mine, we decided to open up a comedy for cash type thing where you just, we came in, we would do fundraisers for you, pay the guys out, keep a little cup money for themselves. Everybody made money. They sell the tickets. Oh, great. Right. You don't really have to worry about being a funny person to sell the tickets because that was another thing. So I'm like, beautiful.
Right.
First one we do is for an organization called, I think it's Tears. Tears, the organization. Should have known right then and there. But the name, so the organization is for people who have lost children, either before childbirth or slightly after. Neither one of us who owns the company knows this going in. Not only that, not only do we not know it, but we don't realize that they're going to give awards just before we go on. And now, do you want to know how you win an award? This woman, the woman that 2 children in a matter of like 3 or 4 years. And like this place is sobbing, crying. And we're going to start the comedy show. First one we've ever fucking done, Brian. I swear, I come back out now, my partner at the time, I go over to him, I go, do you realize what they're doing right now? He's like, I got it. Cause I'm opening, I'm hosting an opening, and then he's second, and then we've got a magician show and another thing for the night. That's the show, the entire show. So I come over, he goes, I can't. He goes, I really can't get my head around this. I got to get ready for my set. I go, you fucking set? I have to go out there now where everybody's crying. So, and I don't know how this panned out, but I will tell you exactly what I did. So I take my phone and I call my mother and I go, guys, I grab the mic and I go, guys, listen, I'm going to call my mother right now. Okay. I said, if she knows that I'm at another job that's not going good, it's not going to look good. I said, so please, if you wouldn't mind, I want you to scream for me like I'm Tom fucking Brady, because this woman can't handle me losing or being bad at another fucking job. Yeah. And that's how we open the show. I open the show with my mother.
Oh, God.
To get everybody going. They're yelling, they're hooting and hollering. I'm like, Ma, watch this. Guys, how good am I doing? They're screaming and hollering. Finally, she goes, Christopher, that's good. You're not good at much, honey. I'll talk to you later. She right in the microphone, ends it. It was perfect. Start the show, we're fine. But that was one of those nights where you're just like, somebody did not look to see if this was a good fit.
Yeah.
That could have been absolutely catastrophic.
She goes, I got to go. The turtle man. Is
The turtle boys. Yeah, Christopher, your sister's crying. The turtle man has assaulted her. It's something to do with the coach.
Called her a skank of
He
the
called her the skank of the week. He compared to some guy named Biglow from what?
Dude, I had to do a show, which I didn't know was an awards banquet for a police station that had just been through a mass shooting. And they're like, all the wives are crying, and they're like, Sergeant so-and-so who valiantly gave his life in the line of duty. And they're all, dude, the men are trying not to cry, and the wives are crying, and the friggin' ZD's getting cold.
The CD's getting wicked cold.
And then they go, and then this is how it was brought up. They go, I guess we got a fucking comedian here to do some jokes or something, and didn't even say my name or whatever, and then just handed me the wireless mic that goes to the
overhead
to the overhead that you would be like calling bingo numbers on. And I did an hour
so it's
to
got
these
that,
people who
that's got that tingy sound to it.
Yeah, dude, they hated it more than anything. And I just said, you know how I know my job is worse than yours? Because if I had all your belts and badges and guns up here, and then I said, you can have, like, you can trade with me. You can either come do this, or you can take your belt back and go back out on the job. Every single one of you would come up here and get your badging done. None of you would do my job.
Right, none of
this
them
is way worse.
This is painful. It's
yeah,
painful.
dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. And then I'm like, okay, take the money to get in the car.
Is this should I ask for cash?
Yeah, I'm gonna cry in the car.
I did a couple of shows. I did that. Cried in the car. I'm like, I can't do this, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. I think I'm funny, and then I go up there and get my ass kicked. I went out to Somerville one time, and the only laugh I got one time was I was trying to be funny, naturally.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get out of trouble, and I go, I don't understand what the problem is in here. I go, I'm being treated with a little bit of hostility. I said, I am a ginger.
Right.
I said, we are only 2 letters flip, people, and I don't understand. And then some of them are trying to spell it.
That didn't work in Somerville? I can't imagine why.
So then finally one girl decides to heckle me. I said, listen, I'm a ginger. She goes, does the carpet match the drapes? Fantastic. I go, honey, it looks like E.T.'s finger sticking out of a bowl of Cheetos. So with that, I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But that time in that car ride on the ride home going, I don't know how we look at any victories, Mr. Goodney. We just,
No, it's hard.
I think I started selling vacuums for Kirby like a week later after that.
You're like, I got to do something else. There's got to be something else.
It's got to be something
Anything
else.
but this.
This is just painful. People think it's, oh, you're so funny. Yeah, guess what? Yeah.
No.
But I see you doing crowd work now. Crowd work. When I first started, that's what I thought it was. Because when I used to do stand-up, when I did open mics, that's all I did. I shit on the other comics.
They
I'd make fun
love
of their
that.
bits. Oh, they hated me. And of course.
Dude, I would have fucking
But once again, my job was to be funny for the crowd that was there. That's the way I looked at it. I
can't figure out why I'm not getting booked.
I'm not getting any books. Yeah, no one wants to come up with me. But
I'll start my own place.
yeah, that's fucking what I did.
I'll play the local miscarriage association.
Right, I'll play the Somebody's rewinding that right now to go, why are they laughing? Because that was a quick one. That was like the buzz of the year. That was a shot in the ear. It's like, what the fuck was that? Ah, everybody down.
I shouldn't even joke about that.
That was
sad,
listen.
Hey.
If people can't take a joke, we're gonna have to really get our sense of humor back.
Yep. Richard Pryor said, fuck them if they can't take a joke. Joke them if they can't take a fuck. No, but yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think you're supposed to go up and make fun of the other comics. I think that's probably...
It was open mics.
Yeah.
It was open. And then I started hosting open mics.
Where, out here?
I was doing open mics out here, yeah.
So who was around then?
Let's see. Orlando always did. Orlando was always the one around here.
Brian...
You gonna say Holland?
No.
God, thank
Sean
God.
Conley's best friend.
Oh, Brian, oh, God.
I am embarrassed that I don't know his last name, but it's the Jack Daniels. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
I can picture his face. Brian
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
No, it's not.
There was a Brian O'Donnell, but I don't think that.
Hold on.
Right.
I'm so embarrassed, dude.
I know. I wish I
didn't
even
bring. Why did I bring his name up?
Don't you hate that when you can't think of people?
Dude, now I feel terrible. Hold on. I got to dig this up or else I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Brian.
Oh, yes. Brian O'Donnell.
I said you had it right when you said Brian O'Donnell. I was pretty sure.
The Jack Daniels made me second guess myself.
That happens. That's what's the problem
He's
with
a
Jack.
good guy.
They're all. I think anybody that gets into comedy and wants to run a show and do that sort of stuff, like you have to love it because otherwise you're really not helping yourself much.
But Worcester started to have a scene when we had the club downtown.
Worcester had a good scene for a while. There were 4 or 5 open mics. I was doing one out in fucking Leicester.
Oh.
Yeah, I was doing one out in Leicester for a little while. I was getting 4 or 5 comics a night with about 100 people there.
Okay. Tommy Dwyer going to that one? You know,
I think Tommy Dwyer was out there once or twice.
That's my boy.
Who's the other kid that was big? He was just getting on to what the hell's his name? I can picture him because his picture's got him popping his collar up. Oh fuck! I hate doing this because when I can't name drop, and I'm not gonna blame the Jack. I'm gonna blame the Mary, Mary Jane.
I'm gonna blame the CTE. Fuck. Yeah. So we had the Woo-Ha-Ha downtown, which that didn't last super long, but it was great.
But even still, like the 90s had, when Frank Foley had the Comedy Safari down there.
I don't know. And you had the Aku Aku.
The Aku was there for a while. And then, so Sean still does quite a bit of work down at Off the Rails. He does his nightly show. And then he does stuff at Coney Islands, too, every once in a while.
Yeah, dude.
Coney
The hot dog show.
Yeah, the hot dog show.
Those guys are great.
Yeah, it is great. They do a great show. And then there was another place on Park Ave that was doing.
Yeah, upstairs of the
2 of them, actually.
Biagio's or was called at one point. And then it was Park Grill.
The Park Grill was the other one, yeah.
And they had El Basha across the street.
Yeah, dude. So there was a ton of comedy there for a little bit.
Yeah.
2020 wiped it all out.
Yeah, definitely. And then that.
Because comedy, if I could figure out how to make a comedy club work, I would do one.
Dude, why not just a regular comedy night at this place?
Well, the problem is the night that you would pack it are the nights that I pack it with 200-300, and I can't pack it with 200-300 for comedy.
Right. Dang it.
And not only that, but when you do comedy, it's not as much of a bar draw.
Right.
It's a club. You want to be able to sell a few things, maybe a dinner ahead of time. But I'm looking, if I could put an offshoot in here, a small room, I would do a movie. Dude, this room actually wouldn't be bad. Here. This room wouldn't be bad.
Secret comedy club?
Secret comedy club. Yeah.
Speakeasy?
I would love to do a speakeasy comedy club. Small little stage up front, smoke cigars, whatever you want in the fucking club itself. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I would love to see
something.
It needs, it started to bring culture back, and then it just kind of like,
COVID killed it.
COVID did kill it.
Yeah. It was on, I felt like that in the city as a whole, that it was starting to like rejuvenate itself.
It just had, I think, wasn't that about the time the Woo Sox came in, and now,
dude.
And now you got problems with that.
Attendance stinks over there, and the whole street is like taking a dump.
You fucked the whole thing down.
Yeah.
They did. They fucked it bad.
There's like an apartment building that's never going to be finished.
No, there's been 2 or 3 others that have just said, yeah, we're all set.
You know what I wanted to buy? I wanted to buy, what would you know it as? The Lazy Dog? The little rock club that was on that street?
Are you talking about the one at the end that used to be called the Salty Dog? The Salty Dogs?
Wasn't it called the Lazy Dog?
Where, the one at the end of the street?
It was in the kind of the middle of the street, wasn't it?
The Lazy Dog. Not the Greyhound Pub.
No,
it
was like an actual rock club.
The Lucky Dog.
Lucky Dog.
Lucky Dog.
Yeah.
You know who I was just with the other night is Eric from the Flock of Assholes, who was, he was the guy
really?
who down, it was a big, the Lucky Dog. That was a great fucking club.
Flock of Assholes is such the if you hear that name, this is what's important about bands. They don't realize when you hear the name Flock of Assholes, you immediately know exactly what they're going to play.
Yep.
Even if you've never seen them before, you know that there's probably going to either be some wigs or some funky
shit.
You know what I mean? And you know exactly the music they're going to play, and you're like, yes.
They came out. They do it. They still can pack up.
The branding is genius. Flock of Assholes. You know it's going to be like 80s. They're poking fun at some 80s shit.
Oh, that's all we have here. So one of
90s, right?
One of our best bands that comes into Rascals is a band called Aquanet. Mm-hmm. And all they are is all
Same
that
thing.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you just know it's all the hair band shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they can sing. Let's see, who else have we got? Well, The Great Escape, that was a good one for a while. And they were here this past weekend. That's all Journey.
Oh, yeah. My buddy's in a Journey tribute band called Voyage.
Oh, I've heard of Voyage, yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer looks exactly like Steve Perry and sings exactly like him.
Oh, Sherry, come on along.
Oh, you're gonna have to edit that out.
Yeah.
Where's Frank? Get Frank in here. Look at those notes.
I guarantee if he watches the episode, he'd be like,
Yeah,
that was way off.
you're singing the nine
Little
there.
tingy.
Yeah.
Tingy.
That ain't it for me, dog.
That ain't for me,
little
babe.
pitchy
That
dog.
little pitchy dog.
That's a little pitchy
like
dog.
Randy John. Where's he been? Is he alive still?
I have no idea. Probably
He's
not.
on Ozempic now, and he looks like fucking Urkel.
I think he was at a Diddy party. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Everybody's at a Diddy
Yeah,
party.
dude.
All of a sudden, Jay-Z got 99 problems back.
Oh, he's got all 100
He got
now.
all 100 back real
Dude,
quick.
He's got some explaining to do.
Once again, all the conspiracy theorists.
Everybody
people.
said that Jay-Z's next. 3 months ago,
They
Jay-Z's
said it, yeah.
next. And everyone's like, no way. I'm like, yes way.
I said the
Yes,
same
way.
thing. I go, listen, all you Beyonce fans, never mind put a ring on it. Get an attorney for it.
Yeah.
Because you're all in trouble.
Well,
You nasty fucks.
you don't know how far it goes either. And
And he recorded, according to him, he recorded everything.
of course he did. And you know who else did? Epstein.
You ready? You ready
Not
for
Theo.
another?
Not Theo. Jeffrey.
You know another one that sometimes I sit alone on? I think he's still alive.
Oh, I think that's a.
Very plausible.
He's either alive or he got like taken out. He certainly didn't kill himself.
No,
But-
he didn't die in that cell.
No.
Did not die in that
Not
cell.
a chance. But I believe that these are two birds of the same feather.
Correct.
I think that let's just vent. Here we go back to the conspiracy.
We were
shit.
doing good there for a little bit.
I know we got deep for a second. We got philosophical. Let's get back.
We're
to the
like
shit.
ocean waves.
Yeah.
There you go.
We give everybody a chance to cleanse their palate.
Grab yourself a
with
drink.
the mushroom talk and the yeah. Get up, use the bathroom because it's about to get real.
It's about to buckle in, bitches.
Yeah. Bite down on your mouthpiece, buckle your chin strap. Let's go. If let's say just humor each other for a second and say Epstein died in the
the
cell
cell.
there. Okay.
Okay.
You can't be a rational person and not think that it was Epstein Island and all those things were used on purpose to compromise people so they could be blackmailed. That is pretty.
Standard
That's a
procedure.
pretty vanilla conspiracy theory to
It's
be like,
not difficult, right?
this is pretty plausible. Okay. But then he goes away, but it's a perfect model, right? You go, hey, Prince so-and-so, do you want to have sex with this 15-year-old girl? Oh, oops, the ring cam was on and the teddy bear over there. Guess what? Let's get our law passed. Boom.
Oh yeah, dude,
Simple.
that's it.
And then Epstein goes away, and then they're like, well, shit, the formula works. We just need to duplicate it. And did he? You want all your shit to be number one hits? You want us to not look into the fact that you murdered your best friend and
Right, and your competitor.
yeah, and your competition?
Yeah.
Well, guess what you're gonna do for us?
So you are of the same mindset of he killed his best friend.
I believe
so too.
I believe he was at least indirectly involved with the circumstances that caused it. I don't
Yes,
know
I
if
agree.
he hired somebody, but
I agree.
his action
who
for every
profited the
action,
most?
there's a reaction.
There was a song out real
K
fucking quick.
Bono, right?
Yeah, there was a song out real quick.
Yeah. Yep. And they go, look, here's the file. So you can see how somebody would be compromised, right? So I come to you and I go, well, Chris, here's the file.
Come party out with
I
me.
know what you did. We all know what you did. We can either bring these charges or you can just keep doing what you're doing. But from now
look the other
on,
way.
instead of Bieber coming over and getting bent over, it's going to be the president of RCA Records. It's going to be a Saudi prince. It's going to be whoever. And by the way, there's cameras everywhere, but there has been for the last 10 years. And if you say no, then we're going to release him.
Right.
And then
And we'll edit the footage and
Right.
just implicate you.
right.
Oh God.
It's like you're gonna play ball with us. That's what they do, dude. I don't know if you've ever been in any kind of trouble with the law, but just a local police officer will get you doing things. Like, okay, fine, I'll snitch.
Right, what do you need me to do?
Yeah,
My mother has been handing in illegal coupons
Yeah.
for 6 years.
you're going to jail
Put
for
that
5
bitch
years
away.
unless you say your best friend is the one who did it. Well,
Oh, so I'm big into
fucking
true crime
see ya, pal.
podcasts.
Oh yeah,
I love me some true crime. And the first thing you realize is sometimes a job is a job.
Mm-hmm.
And if people don't like their job, they don't do it well.
Right.
And how many people, and I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm saying there's a lot of them do a lot of good things. But some of them, to get past what they got to do, sometimes you become the guilty person just because they don't want to look anywhere else.
All right.
And I started like listening to like some of the criminal profilers that first created the FBI's criminal profile stuff. That's amazing when you start hearing about like the serial killers and that sort of stuff. Like, you know, some of these guys that killed 60, 70, 80 people before you got found out.
That's pretty rough, dude.
That's wicked rough. Well, they say it can't happen today because of all the cameras and stuff. But back 60, 70, 80s, like we were creating them like they were fucking Ford vehicles.
And people we do have less serial killers now.
That we know of.
Right. But there was one dude, he was writing on the walls in people's blood, fucking catch me, I can't stop.
Right.
I can't stop myself.
Some of that stuff is fucking,
that's insane.
So crazy. So crazy.
I think in a different life, I would be like a CIA or like an FBI person. I would love that. When I'm driving to East Buttfuck, Maine for a show on a, you know, at a back room of a Fuddruckers on a Thursday night, I listen to like high level hostage negotiator books and stuff like that on tape.
Yeah.
And just how they navigate people and shit like that. I'm like, oh dude, I could do that. I would love to, if I didn't choose this life.
You're not supposed to give them anything.
Yeah. You
agree to nothing, never say no.
One of the things that they say is everything they present to you, just ask them how. You don't say yes or no. You can't agree to, I want a fucking helicopter to Tahiti, and you can't go like, okay, I'm not allowed to say no, so I'm coming right up, and then they shoot everybody anyway.
Was it that movie Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, that's great. If you're not, oh my God, you got to see the Negotiator. So
I gotta
that
watch
is
it.
Kevin Spacey, and
he diddled a kid in my hometown. He did. He got him.
Just a hometown kid.
He was. This kid was 19 years old. He was 19 years old, and he would go to the bars looking to hook up with somebody, and he ran into Kevin Spacey, and they were, you know, the kid's mom blew up Kevin Spacey's spot, but that kid was known in my hometown to be like, he was like openly gay guy. He was fucking.
He was a happy little gay guy.
And he was like going out at night to get laid. Fucking no harm, no foul.
Some call them sluts.
Yeah, and Kevin Spacey,
don't you dare shame them.
Reached down his pants or whatever, and he said, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to get your hands off my dick. And mister.
I got it. I can give you 10 minutes.
And then Kevin Spacey got busted, but like, you know, that's
he took him to jail. Yeah, that was
took his whole career. Kevin Spacey was a talented dude.
He was a talented dude. He really was.
I'm not a sexual assault apologizer here.
I ask myself, like, you're gonna throw it all away for, like, you can't. I don't know, like, the kids. I don't get.
Yeah,
I think you can get your freak flag on anywhere else you want. Go do your own thing.
This kid was 19 years old.
That's true too. It wasn't like it was. Was it a sexual harassment charge or was it a rape charge?
He literally just. I mean, not just. Kevin Spacey reached down the kid's pants and assaulted him. I mean, let's be clear about that. Let's be clear here. He literally assaulted this guy, but you know, he wasn't 6. He was 19. He had a full size cock. Right. No, not allowed to say that.
No, but I think that's the way you. If your dick's done growing, you're old enough.
Yeah, that's
it. If it ain't getting any bigger after that, that's what you say. It's a full size cock.
I implore you. What does Peter Griffin say when the chicken lays the egg up against the window and he goes, "I defy you to find what was wrong with that."
The chicken fights in Family Guy are some of the most incredibly stupid, funny things you'll ever watch.
So stupid.
They go on forever too.
But yeah, I don't know how we got to this. Kevin
Spacey grabbed the cock. That's how we got on the.
You were talking about the Negotiator. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Kevin Spacey was in it.
But if I say
he grabbed no one's cock in the movie,
no, he didn't. But if I say I want a helicopter to you know wherever, and you can't say yes because you can't agree to it, but you can't say no because you're not allowed to say no as a negotiator. So they say, well, how am I going to do that? And then by just saying that, you immediately turn the person into now you and him are problem solving together. Yeah. I don't know. You got to get to fucking.
Do you do this with it? Not to let the secret at home?
Oh, my God, yeah.
All day. It's like defusing a bomb.
Yeah.
I probably could have used that help back in the day.
How?
How?
Yeah. Yeah. You need to stop cheating on me.
How?
No. How am I going to do that?
You're going to have to stop seeing other people. How?
Yeah. You need to stop paying hookers. How am I going to do that?
How am I going to do that?
No.
Seems like you make it sound easy.
Yeah.
They always do.
Let's work this out together. We're
Listen,
problem solving.
So what are you saying? You want me to spend less money on hookers?
Yeah.
No hooker money. Well, I think you're being unreasonable.
I'm taking half your shit. How? How am I going to live on half of
Well,
nothing?
the judge just said how, right. You know what half of nothing is, hon?
Yeah. It's funny when people get divorced. Like, I'm taking half of your shit. It's like, well, you take all of it now. So it seems like
That was what I used to say all the time. Like because before I got divorced, that was it. You know, I'm entitled to half of it.
Yeah.
That means I get half back, is how I looked
Yeah,
at
that's
it.
a
I'm like, wait a
refund.
minute. I mean, you mean half of this I still get to keep?
Yeah,
You only get half?
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking
Sign
out of
me
your
up.
mind. I don't even know how this worked out. I didn't even know I got paid for 3 jobs that I was working at for 4 years.
Yeah.
I got direct deposit. She pinned it to my shirt and sent me to work.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. $20 missing out of the ATM, though, is fucking Columbo.
Oh.
I noticed that on Friday, the 18th, there was a deposit and a withdrawal at the same time.
You gotta dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun.
dun.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, that would be another good one. I hope you're writing these down, Jay. We need Law and Order. Dum 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 dum.
Anytime there's a legal question, you need that one.
Yeah, all I got is this.
Oh, Chris.
Terrible. I get that a lot. Sometimes
Yeah.
you try new shit and you think it's funny and it's, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, near miss. It's not a near miss. It was a total miss.
It was a complete miss.
Does your wife? Do you try your jokes? Do you try your stand up? Do you try your stuff, your bits with her?
No.
She hates it, huh?
She
She doesn't think you're funny at all.
she'll go, well, it's not. You don't say it to me the same way you say it when you're on stage.
It's a good way to do it, huh?
Yeah, she's like, you're just like saying it when you're on stage. You're like acting it out and like putting inflection on
She's
it.
like telling you, give me the fucking Broadway production of it. Like spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
When
So-
you're a jet, you're the talk of the town.
No, I mean, I'll be like, is this funny? She'll be like, I don't know.
Toughest audience I think.
But
there
then
is.
she'll see it and laugh. Like
Right.
if she's at the show, she'll laugh and be like, oh, that's what you were getting at.
So you're like, what was I saying those 3 days? I kept trying to work this thing out.
Well, I think that I'm so like studious about writing comedy that it like comes across as a book report and not a bit. And then when I'm doing a bit, and me when I'm doing like an actual bit, I have a million ideas about what I think is funny, and I have to remove pieces of it to make it funny, like a block of clay.
Right.
You know,
Subtract.
it's what you take off of that makes it an art. You
Yes.
know? And I'm like, what do you think about this? And she's like, fucking.
Because it's tough. You got to set up the premise. You got to start running the jokes, and you want them to hit.
Yeah.
Like one after the other, and like sometimes, like I watch guys that'll set up a premise for about 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but they'll hammer it at the end.
That is not how I do it. I am a charm bracelet type of writer.
You're a Pandora.
Where I'm like, I got 12 things that are funny about this. Let me just hang them on the bracelet. So you just set it up. So I like to set up one thought, and my shit's not super profound anyways, but I just give you the setting. And then I'm like, well, in that setting, there's 10 funny things. They don't necessarily go together on paper, but if you can just, then boom, you have a bit.
Right.
You have an in, you have an out, you have 9 tags in the middle.
9
and then
little ha-ha points.
Yeah. And it's just death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
You're in, and then boom, hopefully something at the end puts a bow on it, and then it's over. So I don't have the benefit of the gift or the curse of saying anything really profound. So I'm like, oh, I'll just talk about what happened.
His name's Brian Glowacki. He's afraid to get too political, but he'll always get political enough. We love him. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you on Good Times with Goodney the next time. I got somebody who wants to talk to me. Take care, everybody. God bless.